Hello, good day once again. This is for Math 206, Advanced Calculus. No? So, as uh, please, well, for the entire class, let me take my apology. Apology naman my. Well, sorry for it. Nga karon pa ko naka-upload ng video because a lot of happening going on, especially in my life. So, it gave me a stoppage, no? My drive was not gone of being of how I'm going to execute, especially in my profession. Okay, medyo nawala akong drive lang, no? As a professor due to what had happened to me and to my entire family, and uh, especially kanang due to this pandemic also, no? So it gave me a situation wherein I cannot continue to go on or move forward of what I used to do, you know. So for that, let me ask for your apology. I apologize for this late upload. Well, I will for that note, I just want to continue, no, of what has been needed to do. Kay being a professor or as a servant is you need to imply what is being inculcated in your course syllabus, diba? So anyway, so much for that, so much for explanation. Basta maura to, no? Medyo nawala yun akong drive. And I felt sorry for it. Okay, so let's proceed to R and R to the N. In this chapter, we will start with space, no? For R squared, we denote it by ordered pair, right? Pero kung R cubed na siya, and then na siya sa space, no? Set of ordered triple. Okay? So for R squared, there is two space, x and y. Pag R cubed, x, y, z na. Okay? So, mura na, bottom line, mura na during sa first page. So we proceed to sets. Okay? So, and in Math 204, we did mention the quantifiers, no? Universal and existential quantifiers. Katong V nga na crossbar sa to nga, that is for all. And then ang katong inverted E mo to there exists, no? ST muna siya such that. Okay? ST such that. And then E nga murag tinapot, you call that one an element. Okay? So let's proceed to sets. Set is you have there, if S is a set of points or of other objects, the notation P, element of S, will mean and that P is a member of S. We use a subset kay kanang U nga gapahigda padulong sa right, that is subset, to indicate that the set A is a subset of the set B, meaning that every member of A is also a member of B. Okay, note that A is a subset of B does not mean that A and B must be different set. Okay? So if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, then A is just equal to B. Okay, so subset. Okay, we learn subset. If A is not equal to B, then A contains a member that does not belong to B, or B contains a member not in A. Both may happen. Okay, next is the union. Okay, unsa mga kaning union? The union of the two sets A and B consists of all the points that belong either to A or to B, including those that belong to both. Note that A is a subset of the union A and B, and B is a subset of the union A and B. How about the intersection? The intersection of A and B consists of just the points that belong to both A and B. Elemento nga nasa A ang napod sa B. Muna siya yung intersection. The set having no members is denoted by an empty set. This one, no? Na, muna empty, ha? And it's called an empty set or the null set. If A and B have no members in common, then A and B are empty. In this case, we also say that A and B are disjoint. All the geometric properties of the sets in R to the n depend on the basic properties of the set of R of all real numbers. Now, let's proceed to the rule applies. Addition and multiplication for commutative and associative holds. No? So this is for addition and this is for in the second condition, the distributive law appears, and then you have the additive and the multiplicative inverse. Okay, para matawag siyang field. Okay, when can we say that R is a field or the real number is a field? If these three conditions satisfies. This ordering of R for any x and in R, exactly one of the following holds: x is equal to y, x is lesser than y, or y is lesser than x. If x if x is lesser than y and y is lesser than z, then x is lesser than z. Sama na siya. Transitive, no? If x is lesser than y, then x plus z and y plus z for any z element of R. So, gi-add og both z ang both. Okay? Gi-add og z ang both because left or right. If x is lesser than y and z is positive, then i-multiply yan og z og both. Okay? This ordering of R is used in many ways. Example, a subset S in R is said to be bounded if there are numbers of B and C such that for every x in the interval B to C, for all x element of S, any suitable number of C is called an upper bound for S, and any suitable B is called a lower bound of S. R has two special subsets, the integers. Okay, we consider 0 to be an integer, take note. And the rational number, denoted by Q, where M and N, such that N is not equal to 0. Okay, so ang rational number is denoted by Q. Ang integer is denoted by Z. Positive, pwede ra Z plus. Okay? Negative, Z negative. Okay, so then we proceed to countable and plural one. As a subset of R, the set of integers is an infinite set that is unbounded and uniformly dispersed. Any real number lies between two consecutive integers. There is a unique integer, usually denoted by the greatest integer in X, such that where N lesser than or equal to X, okay, Okay, muna siya i-specify nga greatest integer. So, ang n o ang n plus 1, there is a muna lang ang pinaka-greatest, meaning to say mo add kag 1 after that one. Okay? So, ang 2, kinala ang 2, masunod yun ang muad kag 1, muna na ang 3, no? Kaya dili pwede ka muad og 0.5. Kaya dili na siya ma-integer. Muna siya yung pasabutan na. So the set C also has the important property that any bounded set of integer is finite, and thus the smallest member and the biggest member. The set Q of rational number behaves quite differently. As a subset of R, Q is dense, meaning that given any two real numbers B and C, with B lesser than C, there are infinitely many rational numbers R between B and C. So, if B is 2 and C is 3, dagag rational numbers na masulod nila, no? B in between. 2.3, 2.5, 2.6, and then you could express that one in a rational number. Let's say 5 over 2. That is 2 over 2.5, no? Moreover, a bounded set of rational numbers need have to have either a biggest or smallest member. If S is the set of all rational numbers R, then for any R element of S, there is an integer n such that kani siya balihon 1 over n R n minus 1 to the power n. Since 1 over n and n minus 1 also belong to S, no member of S can be either the largest, okay, of S or the smallest. So, kani diri nga part, na po ni siya sa, under po ni siya sa set theory, no? If nagis ko to diri of dense, and then kani siya, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is by Archimedean principle. Okay? Balihon nimo. Okay? So, if wala tananad ani dili kay ta kasabot, no. So dili, we'll just skip na lang this part. Okay, kay daghang dimension, and then wala pud ta kaagi pa, no. Okay, ang ato ang dili magud ta pure math, so masabot na nato, di ba? Okay, I mean dili pure math ang inyong kurso ba. Okay. So, the set of all real numbers is non-countable, but the set Q is still countable. Dili countable ang real numbers, pero ang Q daw is countable. We return now to n space. The algebraic operation available in R immediately give a way to introduce a certain algebraic operation for points. We add points by adding corresponding coordinates. Okay, so you have the set points P and Q. Kuha na to ang sa metong numbaton. Kuha na to ang ilang coordinates, no? So muna P plus Q, and then we add their corresponding coordinates. So example here, you have set P, you have 2, 1, negative 3. 3, 1 set of points kay na naman ta sa R cube, no? And Q is 304. So to get P plus Q, unsaon man, asa man ang Q ani? Ang result sa P plus Q is 511. Is that correct? 2 plus 3, that is 5, correct? 1 plus 0 is 1. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1 also. 2P, times 2 running P diri, no? So 2, you have 4. Ang 1 ay mong 2, ang negative 3 na mong negative 6. Negative Q, so i-negate ni mo ni. Okay? Muna P minus Q. So 2 so ang pag-represent ani is 2 plus the negation of Q. Okay, so you have negative 1, 1, negative 7. These algebraic expressions have simple geometric interpretation in the plane and in space. Here we speak of addition of vectors and multiplication of vectors by scalar. So for the condition, addition of points is commutative and associative again. If P and Q are points, alpha and beta are real numbers, then these three condition holds. Okay, take note. And then the additive, the special point 0, P plus 0 is just equal to P, and then the real number 0 and 1, it will hold also. This is for vector space. Kinahanglan na to ni para ma-hold siya nga vector siya. Okay? And then we have also proving a parallelogram. Okay? What is a parallelogram? Identify ba diya ang saang parallelogram? Ay meaning sa parallelogram? Wala. Or a quadrilateral is a parallelogram if and only if its diagonal bisect each other. Iyang diagonal mag-bisect. Kana o kana mag-bisect na, no? So if you're going to draw a line from B to D and C to A, na mo bisect siya. So, muna siya quadrilateral. Okay. So, give proof ni class. So, pag proof niya, we consider point P, Q, R, S. So, point P here, this is A plus B over 2. Half of A and B, no? Diya. Okay, so and Q is half of B and C, and R is C plus D over 2, and S is D plus A over 2. Okay, so atong i-prove dire nga to show that PRQRS is a parallelogram, we use the following. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if its diagonal bisect each other. It is clear that it's the same asking that the midpoints of the diagonals coincide, but the midpoint PR is, so sa diagonal sa PR, the value there is A plus B plus CD over 4, and sa QS you have the same result. Since these are equal, we have proved the theorem. Okay, equal ang ilang diagonal or midpoint. So balik na P plus R over 2 na diha, no? So ang P plus R over 2 ma-equal sa Q plus S over 2, then definitely may intersect din silang dua. Okay, so muna yung i-prove dito. Okay, so for the exercises, since medyo complicated mga any class, no, di lang tamo i-elaborate, no? So although na-solve na ako ng uban dire, pero for purposes of the activity, natay mga ansiran dire niya, probably inyo lang kung dili na ako man sinatanan, di ka muna ng uban, no? But just to be clear, I want you to answer number 1, number 7, okay, number 1, number 7, number 20, and number 21. Okay, take note, number 1, number 7, number 20, and number 21. Okay, so 7. Dali ra kayo na yung number 7. No? Solve for P. So, pila may ato ibutang sa point sa P para ma-equal to 0 to 4. C, 0. Dali ra kayo. Okay? So, naka-P naman eh. Kani, transfer rin mo na si Picas. So, ma-minus. And then, you will get the points. Kani, sa may transfer niya. Sabi, i-transfer niyo yung 2P sa Picas. And then, kaning 205, ibalin mo sa Picas po. Okay, so that's easy. Okay, so number 1, how would you describe the word lines of two particles that collide and destroy each other? So I want you to answer this one in your own words, no? So we will answer number 20 and then 21 kamo na ni ha. So 20, if m is between 0 to n, show that m squared is lesser than n squared, and then 1 over n is lesser than 1 over m. Okay? Saan mo na? Ano ba ko yung answer? Ano? Gula ko. Ako lang make sure ako na ba ko yung answer. Ano? Gula man sa record. Okay. So, wala mo na yung answer na class. $20B. Ano lang? $20B may na. Okay, for 20B, muna yung restriction, no? If n is between m to 0, show that m squared is greater than n squared. Is lesser, greater. And then 1 over m is greater than 1 over n. Okay? So, muna yung naitawa, no? Ato na lang kuan diri para dili na ta mag kuan. So, kita lang nyo diha. Okay. So, muna yung atong argument. M is lesser than n and n is lesser than 0. What we do next is we multiply n to both sides of the equation. So, it becomes mn lesser than n squared. Or nn na, no? Okay, or n squared. And m is lesser than n. And m is what? Positive. Dritas Picas no. Sayop ni. M is lesser ni. Okay? So next is i-multiplyan po og m kada tagsa. Okay? From this previous premise, multiplyan og m both. So you have m squared is lesser than mn. If m is a real number and m is not equal to 0, there exists an m inverse such that m times m inverse is equal to 1. Okay? So define m inverse, that is 1 over m, and it's not equal to 0 because m times 1 over m is greater than 0. Okay? Or positive. And mn is an element of R such that if n is a real number, then there exists n inverse such that n times n inverse is equal to 1. Therefore, 1 over n is also positive. Okay? Kinanglan, the purpose here, masulod ning 1 over m and 1 over n. The idea here is atong i-defining 1 over m and 1 over n as the part of the real number. Okay? So, next na buhaton na to. If mn is an element of R, then there exists m inverse such that mn times n inverse is equal to 1. So, therefore, 1 over m and times 1 over n is mn to the negative 1. Okay? So, multiply the equation 1 over mn. So, sa may outcome anak niya karon. Okay, from here, the outcome would be 1. Kani siya multiplyan sa 1 over mm. Ang outcome would be 1 over n lesser than 1 over m, which is mo na adire, no? Okay, 1 over m is greater than 1 over m. Okay, kani kulangan ni dire. Okay, so since mn is lesser than n squared and m squared is lesser than m squared is lesser than mn, so unsa man itong masturya class, dako man ang mn sa m squared, so therefore m squared is lesser than n squared. Am I right? Sakto ba? Okay, ang pabali niya, no? So, kung no? mn and then m squared greater than mn. Magsayop niya akong notes na. Anyway, puro bali niyang argument, no? Saan man pag dako sa m. Murag kulangan niya ako. So, tsakto na ning 1m is greater than 1 over n. Multiplyan na nato o kani siya, no? Multiply equation. Okay, maabot siya diri. Anyway, si kamo na po anak kay burang nalibog buko. Okay, so diri sa i-end sa na ako na